And we're going live. Hi, everybody. This is Zen Honeycutt, and I'm the founder and director of Moms Across America. And we want to thank you very much for joining us today on our Moms Meetup prep call. So we're getting prepared for our Moms Meetups that are happening all across the nation on May 2nd. And we're excited to have you here today. Our mission at Moms Across America is to empower millions to educate themselves, to find out about GMOs and related pesticides, to get them labeled as a first step, of course, to eliminating them, and to offer GMO-free and organic solutions. We moms have enough problems, we need solutions. So that's what we're all about, and we also love connecting with moms all across the country, empowering them. My personal commitment is to empower community leaders to be global game changers, because we need that right now, right, ladies? We need our ladies to rise up and moms to be heard, and for our politicians and leaders to listen to what we have to say and to protect our children and the future generations. We have a health crisis going on in America right now, and we moms say enough, that we will not stand for it anymore. So we're here tonight on the call with some wonderful people. We're here with Lori Olson from Washington. Give us a wave, Lori. And Beth from South Carolina, soon Virginia, right? Yes, the lovely Beth, who does our Twitter. And then Natalie's pretty new. She's from France, but where are you living currently now? Natalie, Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, okay. And Zoe is our illustrious East Coast leader, and from Pennsylvania as well. So I'd like you to go through a little bit, ladies, and just say a little bit about, you know, oh, and Anne,
Hi,
our
Anne.
amazing graphic designer. Give us a wave, Anne. Awesome. So I'd like everybody to go through and just say a little bit about why you're a part of Moms Across America, why you're raising awareness about GMOs, and just say, you know, how many kids you have and stuff like that. Just say a few sentences. Would you start with Anne? Would you start? We'll start on our. It's my left, probably your right.
I am a member of Moms Across America because Zen made me. No. I've started doing research, and I contacted the Institute for Responsible Technology to see how I could help, and they sent me to Moms Across America, which I knew nothing about, and so now I'm just totally committed. It's my life, and we have to stop this, so yeah. Here I am.
Yeah, and Institute for Responsible Technology, for those of you that don't know, it was started by Jeffrey M. Smith, who also directed Genetic Roulette, which is an award-winning film that is pretty much responsible for the majority of America finding out about GMOs, and globally as well. He's spoken in, I don't know, 40 countries or something like that. So we're having him on the Moms Meetup as well, and they're immensely important in our cause, and we're very excited to have him as a part of the meetup. So Lori.
I am muted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I met Zen through the Weekly Women's GMO-Free News. Jack Olmstead started that, and I had seen something that he did with Zen right after Prop 37 failed, and or maybe it was still when it was going on. I think it had just failed. And when I heard what she was doing about parades, getting involved in parades because the porta potties were there, the permits were paid for, and there were people just waiting to hear this information. I thought that's a brilliant idea. I'm all for that. And so now I've been in several parades and organized parades in Washington State and all across the country, and just getting people involved with this, and I love the work.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yes, Lori's been really very helpful with speaking to all the different leaders around the country, especially in the West Coast, but definitely all around the country. So thank you, Lori, for stepping up and being willing to support people on the back end of the website and help people out with getting their events signed up. It's not easy the first time, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. And I forgot to mention that Anne, I mentioned it briefly, but Anne does our graphics, and she's amazing. I asked her to do a few things, and she whips things up like so fast. And she's very creative and very tolerant of my incessant pickiness. So she's wonderful. So, okay, so thank you very much. And Beth, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh wait, you're muted.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. I'm currently in South Carolina, on my way to Virginia in 10 days. And I grew up in a very health-conscious household. We knew that aspartame was poison. We knew my fourth grade science project was on BHA and BHT. And I thought that I was raising my kids pretty healthily until I really started niggling the back of my head, heard about GMOs about 3 years ago, and I got involved with March Against Monsanto and Moms Across America at the very same time. So I ran both events for Charleston, and I've decided to just go forward and dedicate with Moms Across America. I want to eventually speak and just spread the message, and I feel like that what we have to say as a group of mothers is incredibly strong and powerful, and I'm thrilled to be involved.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you. We're thrilled you're involved. And Natalie.
Yeah, let me introduce you my daughter.
Oh, beautiful.
What's
What's her name?
Noemi.
Noemi. Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's for her because I'm very interested in health, and I want to protect her because I have an autoimmune disease, and I don't want her to catch autoimmune disease. So I think I discovered you with about movie. The movie that they made about vaccination and GMOs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm eating all organic. I'm very very sensitive to every stuff like that. So I just Google you, and I saw you that you were promoting the organic food. You were doing the information about the pesticide and stuff like that. And so I suddenly thought, oh, but I think I'm like them. So I just want to be part of them. So that's it.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I have a fondness for France. I'm half French. I'm not from France, but my lineage is. So yes, wonderful. Thank you too for being on, and your beautiful daughter. And Zoe, tell us about you.
My name is Zoe. I'm in Pennsylvania. I have one 4-year-old daughter, and very much like Natalie, she's the reason that I'm doing this kind of work. I found out about Moms Across America right around the time of the first parades, and I've been really invested ever since. I think that as moms, we really are unstoppable, and if we realize our own agency and we help other moms realize their agency, I think that the things that we can do are endless. And I really feel strongly that a corporation, their right to make money should never, ever, ever come before our right to protect our kids. And that's really what sort of drives me through all this, because I see all of these decisions being made around protecting the chemical companies' profit, and I'm wondering why no one's protecting our children. And I know that we moms are never going to stop this until we, make things safe for our kids.
Awesome. Thank you. That's exactly right. And we're not going to stop. That's what I usually say in all my talks. We are not going to give up because the love for our children will never end. We have an endless source of love for our children. We see our children get and eat organic. Sorry, it's hiccuping a little bit there. Okay, so that's and we know that we may have opposition, watching this video, or that are trolling our our Facebook pages and all of that. And we just hope that you learn something. Like if you're watching this right now and you do not believe us, we invite you to actually try to eat organic for 3 weeks and to see how your rashes go away, and to see how your skin clears up, and to see how your moodiness and your fatigue and your ability to sleep gets better, because that's what happens when you eliminate GMOs and glyphosate from your diet, and you're no longer destroying your gut bacteria, and you have a better ability to create serotonin and melatonin and tryptophan, which are needed hormones for balancing your moods and also for supporting your immune system. So we just invite you to try it and just see how you feel, and your family as well. So, okay, so I'm going to go over the moms meetups now. First of all, was there anybody that had any particular questions? I want to make sure that I get them answered during this call. I would like to make it as as brief as possible. I know everybody's either got dinner or are getting ready for dinner and all that. Anybody have any particular questions that we want to get to first? No? Okay. Okay, so first of all, sorry, let me get to one more document that I want to share. First of all, our moms meetups are on May 2nd. They're in about 2 weeks, and I hope everybody has signed up and ordered your materials. When you sign up, you get an email, an automatic email that has the codes for your free box of material. You get, I'm going to go over what you get right now. So the first thing you get is a cover letter here. It says Moms Meetup, and it has everything that you can read this right out loud to your group, and it has everything about what we're doing and our sponsors. And then on the back side, it has the agenda, and you can see right here. I'll screen share it if I get it up in a minute. But it has hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, what we're going to be going over, and the actions. And I'll go over that right now so you can see it. So the agenda will be the first hour and the first 15-minute and greet, and then we were hoping for the next 45 minutes you go around in a circle and share your children's or your family's health issues and what helped them or didn't help them. Like, for instance, Lori's got some gut issues that I just learned recently. It's very interesting that some people have certain gut issues. It's not a good idea for them to have raw organic sauerkraut to put that in their stomach because they have histamine intolerances. So that could be really valuable information for somebody that's eating raw organic sauerkraut and is having some kind of problem, because most of the time I say raw organic sauerkraut is awesome, right? So you're going to go around the circle and share what are your kids, your allergies, your autism, your autoimmune issues, and what type of solutions that you've used that have worked for you, that have worked or have not worked. And then in the second hour right here, around 10:30, we're going to have a live video conference call. So it'll be like this, but it will be on Moms Across the World, because we're expanding to Moms Across the World, and we have some people from Australia, New Zealand, and we're hoping China, Africa, and Argentina, that we're going to at least be having events on the same day. They're not going to be joining us on the actual, as guests as far as right now, because it's only an hour call. But we will be broadcasting it, and it will be recorded, and it'll be out there. So it'll be on Moms Across the World, and that call will have Vandana Shiva, who's an international speaker, and she's a global leader, and she's the director of Navdanya. And then we'll have Jeffrey Smith, who's an international speaker and the director of Genetic Roulette. And we'll have an EPA whistleblower, Evangelos Valientos, who wrote the book Poison Spring. And he will basically be telling us, why this is all happening. And then we've got Karen Daggett Austin from Oregon, who created GMO-free Josephine County, who's fantastic. So she's a mom who created local solutions. And then also Dr. Michelle Perro, who's going to be giving us some health tips. They won't be, protocols that are for you. They may or may not be for you, but she's just going to share some of her experiences from her informational purpose on what's worked in her offices, because her kids, she says virtually every kid that she sees in her office has leaky gut, and 90% of them get better. So that's the kind of doctor, that we want to hear from. And so she'll be on the call as well. And in the first part, we'll go over what GMOs are and how they're impacting the world and why this is happening. And then the second part of the call, we're going to go over some solutions. And we have some really great solutions for you in your town, in your city, in your community, in your schools, for your preschools, and we have all kinds of solutions that I can't wait to go over with you. And then the moms that are on, the doctor and the mom Karen that's on will be giving you some tips and actions that you can take that will have you really be empowered in what you can take on in your community, in your neighborhood. And then for hour 3, I'm hoping in the first 30 minutes that you will go around in a circle and just sort of talk about what did you get from this discussion, and what do you see that you might want to do in your community, like what kind of thing, because you're not going to do everything, right? There's going to be lots of different solutions. What kind of thing most piqued your interest, and what are you interested in? And you might see some similarities in other people, and you might want to join up with somebody, and partner up and have 2 people or 3 or 4 people work on the same area, like for instance getting your school to go Roundup free, something like that. And then we'd love for everybody to write down feedback in an email, have one person sort of be the secretary and, write down in an email and send it to info@momsacrossamerica.com so that we have feedback so how we can better make these even better. I'm hoping that these meetups will be a quarterly thing or maybe even a monthly thing. Really effective organizations have at least monthly meetups. And I'd like our sponsors to be able to support us so that every month we get a new flyer, like for restaurants or for hospitals or for like that. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Yeah.
So you sign up, you have a monthly meetup, and maybe it's $15, maybe it's part of a membership or something, and you get your an envelope with free materials for you to pass out in your community. So I'd be really excited to see if we can cause that with our sponsors. And then for the last 30 minutes, we have the action, which we would like to go over, as a group. So everybody sort of take on signing letters. If you want to have a letter that everybody can sign, run some copies off, some petition. It'd be better if you do the petition online, just sort of like have a laptop out and say, okay, everybody, we're going to sign this petition, and just sort of pass the laptop around or whatever, so that you're not later on entering and, writing up emails and having enter it in, right? So just sort of do that online, and then you might want to have some telephone numbers out. You probably won't want to call on a Saturday, but it might be nice to have a list of telephone numbers to give people, like, these are the people that we're going to call on Monday. Actually, I will give you that. I'll post that on the website and on the leader page, because we're going to be calling some particular companies that have caused particular harm and that cannot get away with it any longer. And we are going to call them on Monday en masse, and we'll be announcing that soon. Okay. So.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm not sure about whether I should do this, but I work right next to the Children's Hospital, so I was thinking of walking over there and starting to handing out all these door hangers, and with I created stickers with all my information so I could do a ton of them.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about it, but that's my first question. I'm nervous about it, but I'll still do it. I hope I don't get fired, but anyway. What about us doing a Moms Across America petition, like on one of those websites that we have ready to go for that day, so that we can all sign?
We've started working on one, right? So I think Zoe saw it, maybe Lori did, and I'm actually working on it with Madge from Australia, because they want it to be global. And it's a petition that has let's just say let's go over it first.
Okay.
With us. Let's coordinate it with us. And yes, we'll have a petition out that day that will come particularly from mothers, and I'm sure it'll be targeting glyphosate, right, and GMOs. So we'll have a particular petition for that. That's a great idea. So we will also, hang on, I'm sorry, 1 second. Somebody just came home and I don't have the door closed.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's so weird.
Go ahead. Did you have another question, Ann?
No.
No? Okay. So about the flyer. So about the flyer. So that's great that you want to do that, Ann. That's an awesome idea, because our children's health issues are skyrocketing. One of the statistics is that the Crohn's disease has increased in children 79% in the past 10 years, and those are just from hospital diagnoses from outpatients. That's not even from doctor's offices. So if you're standing outside of a children's hospital, you can bet that many of the people that are passing by you are parents with children that have health issues and gut issues predominantly. So that's a great idea, and yes, it's going to take some courage, and some people might think you're a little weird, but who cares? You may never see them again. You
No
also
problem
might be,
with that.
you don't care about that, yeah. So, but you also might be handing somebody a solution that could turn around their child's life forever. I mean, I've seen testimony after testimony of people where they had Crohn's disease or colitis, and now they haven't had a single symptom in over a year after eating organic and cleaning up their diet. So I'm just going to, I think I might mute.
Sorry. How do you mute, guys? How do you mute?
You click on your picture, and on the picture you can mute yourself. So yeah, so here's another thing about passing out the door hangers and the flyers. So when you have a meetup, you're going to have a stack. I didn't have the stack here with me right now, but you're going to have a stack of many flyers. I'm going to show you which flyers right now. You're going to have 500 of these, which are Moms Across America and glyphosate info flyers, and they have the moms on the inside that talk about how our kids get better, and they also have what you can do about it on the back, and our sponsors. You're also going to get our fabulous flyers, which talk all about how the school system has changed. It used to be lovely little grannies making soup and bread, homemade, baked every day, and now it's turned to complete and utter junk food. 30 million GMO meals a day served. So you're going to get 250 of those. You're going to get 75 of these awesome bumper stickers, because if you have 15 people there, you want to give them 5 each at least, so that they can give them to their friends and say, hey, would you, we're basically taking on having 5 people switch to organic, because when we switch to organic, we return the health to our community, to our country, and we actually shift the power from the chemical companies to our local farmers and to our local community. And so when they say, yes, I'll have 5 people switch to organic, then say, awesome, so this is what you put on your car after you've done that, right? That's like your little badge of, I did it, okay? And then you're also going to get these door hangers, and this one is about pesticides and Roundup. And you can see here we have solutions on the back of what you can use instead of these pests and weeds, and all about how Roundup is causing harm. And then this one is a Moms Across America door hanger that you can use to tell them a little bit about Moms Across America and GMOs. And here's some top 10 things that you can do in your community. And here's our next meeting. So if you want to join us and do something about it, do maybe one of these top 10 things, then you can put the date and the time and the location for your next meeting. Isn't that fabulous? This is what we've been missing at our parades too, right? Is to have like, hey, our next meeting is at this date. So we'll have those, and then we'll have Weston A. Price Foundation flyers. We'll have 1 each of these for each mom, and then we have these chemical-free community. They're kind of like bookmarks, but little flyers. We're partnering with Chemical-Free Community because we want to build chemical-free communities together. This is a startup, and we can help populate this. It's basically an online community or an online directory, if you want to say it. Think of like Yelp or Google, but for toxic businesses. So hairdressers, salons, jumpy houses like birthday places, schools, all of these different kinds of dry cleaners, all kinds of things. They have, butchers, dentists, right? Florists. I don't know if you guys know it, but lots of flowers are heavily sprayed with chemicals, right? Lawn care, pool services, nail salons, daycare, all of these things. We want to have them. They can zap this little code, or you can also just go on the website, and with every everybody that signs up, their first membership will go to Moms Across America. And if each location, if we had 200 locations doing this, and each location only had 5 businesses sign up in that area, then we would get $30,000. And that would pay for all the flyers for our parades, for instance. It costs about $30,000 to print up flyers for a major event. So that would be really fantastic. So you're all going to get at least, I think, 3 or 4 or something for each person, so that each person can take these and bring them to their local nail salon or hair salon, or you can go to your school or someplace that you want to switch over. Like, for instance, maybe they, I mean, we'll go through all this on the meetup, but maybe they're 40% or 50% toxin free, you know, and they can still be listed on here. So this is a way to encourage them to do it, because then they'll get this badge to hang in their door. You see this? It says, we're proud to be a member of the chemical-free community supporting Moms Across America. So they'll put that in the dry cleaner, right, if they decide to switch. So they're not only going to, your community is not only going to be finding out about chemical-free community, but they'll be finding out about Moms Across America too. So it'll be really, really great. We do that all across the country. And then just for kicks, because it's spring and because they sponsored us, you're going to get some 50 cents off some eggs. So happy Easter. And so that's what you'll be getting in the box. And the thing is, now you're going to be getting a stack of door hangers, like this big, 250 door hangers. So what do you think is going to happen if you put a stack out on a table? What's going to happen at the end of the evening? And what do you think is going to happen? Do you think people are going to take 40 or 50 of them each?
I hope so.
They probably won't, right? Especially if they're new people. They'll probably be like, oh, I'll take 1 or 2, right? They'll probably be shy to hand them out. I know I would be. You know, when I went to my first activist event, I was just like, oh, I'll just take a couple. You know, I'm not going to like put these in anybody's face. So what we need is you to put one person in charge of dividing up the stacks into, you know, enough for each person, for 20 or 30 or 40 for each person. And when they go out the door, their parting gift is a whole stack of flyers. Do not let them leave without a stack of flyers, because when they have them, they will be much more likely to go out and put them out. And your next event could be to all eat. I mean, it's better to disperse, but you might want to gather up for coffee and then say, okay, so which part of the neighborhood are you going to go to? You know, that could be an encouraging event to have 2 weeks later or a week later or something like that. I personally want to go out the next day on Sunday and put them out in my neighborhood. So if I don't do it before then, if I can't wait. So that's what I'm going to be requesting of every host, is to divide up those stacks, maybe even ahead of time. And as people go out the door, you grab them and give them to them. And if they say, oh, I can't, you know, say, no, these are for you. And they're not just for you, they're for your community. This is an important thing for you to give, because this flyer could totally alter their life. So we just need you to take a walk in your neighborhood, put them on the door. You don't have to have a huge confronting conversation if you don't want to. If you want to knock on the door and talk to them about it, you can. If you don't want to, you can just put it on the door. So, and they'll get lots of information if they want to read it, right? So that's the kit that you're going to get. And let's see. Oh, I had some things to screen share, but I already talked about them. Let's see. Let me just show you real quick, so I can make sure to do this event. Okay, so here is the homepage of Chemical Free Community. I don't know why it's not bigger. I wish it were bigger, but and it looks a little. Oh, I know why. It's not stretched out enough. Okay, hang on. Okay. So you can search by distance. You can search different filters.
I'm not seeing anything but the plate.
You're not seeing anything but the plate. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. Let me double check that. Hang on.
Are you guys seeing the site or the plate?
Oh, okay. How about now?
I can see the site.
You can see the site?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you can't see the site? The website?
No, but a menu just popped up on the left. So should I be?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, so this one, what I'm showing right now is chemical-free community. And the other thing to do is to sign up. If you go, you can see this on the right here side here, because vendors won't want to sign up unless there's people that are interested in researching this. So that's a really good thing for everybody to do, is just to go and sign up. And we'll go through that in the meetup too. And then this other site is that I'm happy to announce that we are partnering with is Green Polka Dot Box. And they've just put out a press release today. It's not up yet, but we're going to have this store on our website with Moms Across America banner right across the top. Instead of saying Green Polka Dot Box here, it's going to say Moms Across America. And it's going to be our storefront on right on our website. And the benefit to that is that moms will be able to shop directly from our website. They've got non-GMO, raw, vegan, organic, allergy-free. They've got all kinds of they've just got all kinds of food, and they even have frozen, like cold foods, meat, butter, dairy, all kinds, 10.99 more, to actually have it shipped to you as a cold product. But they do have those, and the benefit is that they have a lowest price guarantee compared to other online stores that have a membership. Like, as long as that other store doesn't have a membership, because sometimes the memberships are like $79 or whatever, they have a lowest price guarantee. They also will give us, Moms Across America, 10%, and if you buy $150 or more, you get free shipping. And it's less the more of course, the more money you buy. So average, if you don't want to spend $150, I have the agreement here somewhere. It might be like $10 for shipping, or something like that. If you spend $40 or $50, I forgot exactly how much it is. Let me see if I have it in front of me. But I'll send that information out. But you do get discounted shipping the more that you spend there. And this is going to be, we're going to be recommending this for our moms that do not have access to organic food, right? It's not for the moms that have great sources already. It's for the moms that have access to organic food, and we hope that this will be helpful for you. Sorry, I'm only showing you one thing right now. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to show you something else. Okay. I'm sorry, my computer's a little slow today. All right, so let me show you. Yes, they have specialty foods. They have, and you can see the prices are really good. Like Annie's barbecue sauce, usually $4.69. It's $3.69 here. So really good, some really good prices. And
Uh-oh.
what? Okay, so you can see me now again?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share, those sites with you. I'll have more to share with you I'll practice a little bit more before the actual Moms Meetup too. So we'll go over actions, and then at the end of the evening, we'd like you to give them a stack of flyers to take out, to bring with them. Plan your next meeting or event. Make sure that you have a next meeting in mind, or you can ask them right there and then. If you don't have one planned, you can say, what kind of meeting would you guys like to have next? I mean, somebody else might say, you can come to my house, or we could go to coffee, or you know what I mean? You might want to leave it up to them as well. It's really great to foster leadership and have someone else come up with it. And it'd be great to say, what would be great if each one of us could host something, right, and take turns, so that other people are taking on responsibility for the next meetup. And if you have 12 people, you only have to plan one a month, right? So, and you get kind of excited about that. Oh, my month is coming up, sort of like a book club when you get to pick the book. You get sort of excited about it, and then you plan something fun. So that would be a great sort of invitation to put towards the group. And then please wrap up with each person sharing what they are taking away from the event, like something that they learned or some value that they got out of it, or something like that. Not just a bunch of to-dos, right? And Lori actually shared. Oh, it looks like she dropped off the call, but she shared that wouldn't it be fun if everybody brought their kid's favorite knock knock joke, or just their favorite joke. So then in the beginning of the event, we start off with a couple people sharing a joke. And in the end of the event, we have a couple people who want to share a joke from their kids. And we remind ourselves that this is what we're here for, is to enjoy our children and to have fun and create fun in the world. And it's important to keep it light too. So we thought that would be a really good thing to share. But what that means is that you need to be in communication with your guests before they come. And for some people, that's not possible. Like if you're posting at a coffee shop, and they, the person doesn't RSVP, they just show up. So, then you just ask them if they remember a joke from their kids, or just see if anybody would like to volunteer. So you just sort of put that in. Now, something I want to say about people just showing up is we had one mom who had somebody threaten to show up and, wear a vaccine shirt and a GMO shirt and, all that kind of stuff. And it's at a library, so it's a public event. And I just want to say that these are our moms' meetups, and yes, they may be held in public places, or they may be in our home, or we may be inviting the public, but we're committed to the safety and to the security and to the well-being of our moms and our children who may be present there. So we will not tolerate any type of disruption or anyone who's trying to make it unpleasant for our moms. And we will be sure to call security and to call people to remove those people. So that's not something that is we're going to tolerate at all. And we hope that every mom out there is empowered to have an event which is safe and secure and warm and welcoming for our moms, because we're dealing with a lot. Many of us are struggling through every day just to get through a day with a child with autism who has to wear a diaper at 12 years old, or is constantly hitting himself or biting himself. And we do not need anyone to show up and try to make our life any more stressful. So if anybody's even thinking about that, shame on you. Stay home and just play your video games or do something else, because we don't need that at our event, and we won't put up with it. So I just wanted to put that out there. And we moms, of course, are going to make sure it's a fabulous event. We encourage you to ask your local health food store to donate some food. A lot of local health food stores have pre-made food, and you could say, I'd love to just pick up a plate full of sandwiches or a couple of, quinoa salad and a green salad or something like that. That's the request I made to my local health food store, and they're more than happy to supply it because they know that you're going to be telling people to shop at their store, and so we encourage you to do that. And or if you don't have a store that's willing to do that, then just encourage people to bring something. Bring some organic cheese, some organic fruit, some you supply the crackers, and some lemonade or something, and just make it light and easy for yourself and for everybody else too. Don't get stressed about this, and don't make it a big deal. Nobody really cares what the place looks like that you're hosting it in, as long as they have a seat, and it's not smelly for pretty much, that's pretty much what people care about. They have something to drink and maybe a couple nibbles. We don't need to get stressed out about everything being perfect. So what else? Anything else that anybody has any concerns about or questions about? Anything in particular that you would like the speakers to address that I haven't mentioned that they are going to address? I'll definitely have them, say some news, any of the news or the newest studies that are coming around. But we won't have too much time because we're going to have about 5 minutes each for them to share something, and then 5 minutes each for questions. And then we're going to have 5 minutes each for the people who are doing sort of the calls to action. So
I guess as a mom coming at it, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
As a mom that would that doesn't really know too much or wants to know more, coming out of that, I guess I would want to know what the next step is for my family, like the best places to buy other than, not a lot of people do online shopping. Some people are in the process of becoming more comfortable with it. But
Yeah.
maybe having like a small sheet of farmers markets in the area. And you can also call your farmers markets organizers, and they will tell you who the micro farmers are that are no spray.
Right. Okay.
And some people don't have certification, but they follow the organic protocols.
Yes.
So being able to say, hey, you can go to Bilo. They normally, not Bilo, Big Lots. They'll have a selection. We do that in one of our larger Facebook social media groups where we're always doing alerts for each other, like, oh, new item at Costco. Check it out. It's organic and non-GMO. But maybe just having some place to direct them to, a blogger that, like I do for Charleston, follows Costco or that type of thing. Maybe just doing a little bit of due diligence before, and then they can go and kind of jump into it on their own.
Yeah. No, that's great. Okay, so we'll have a page. There is a time when one of the actions that I talk about is shopping, and I'm
Yeah.
actually going to have a dear friend that wrote a book called 15-minute organic healthy meals for less than $10 a day. I'm going to have her do a slide or two, a couple images to show, so I did potatoes. I don't know if you remember, one of my slides in my talks shows that you can save $971 a year by cutting your own French fries, right? Organic French fries, and cooking them at home instead of going out to eat. So she's going to do the same with like rice and beans and baking mixes. Baking mixes are really expensive, especially if you're gluten free. And she actually buys 25-pound bags of flour and brings them over to my house. And so we share. And so she buys them, and so we coordinate like that. So that's really great. And then a neighbor down the road, we go in on buying. I know eating meat is not the most climate friendly thing to do, but when we do eat meat, we try to buy it from a farm, grass-fed ranch, and we go in on it together. And that way, the meat is like $6.99 a pound, versus if you buy steaks, are like $17 a pound. So, things like that. I'm going to go over some shopping tips, and I'm definitely going to have a page where, and we'll need to put this together, where we've got some links. So, like, Eat Local Grown is a great place to go to find your local farmers markets, and that's something that was crowdsourced. People they put it on the website, their local farmers market, and so that it would be listed there. And that's the same kind of thing that I want to do with Chemical Free Community, where we help get those businesses and local places that are chemical free listed on the site, so that we have a community that we can go to. Because once somebody finds out their kid has cancer, they don't want to go in any facilities. They don't want them to go to a childcare place, or a preschool, or a jumpy house, for birthday parties, if they're using toxic chemicals. So we want to make sure that we can support our community to do that. So yeah, so shopping, where they can go to, how they can start doing this, and what the budget would look like, right? I met another woman who's got a website called, I think, $5 Dinners, and she's got meal plans. You have to pay for them, but it would be nice to have some meal plans, right, for $5 dinners. So
I'll start posting some on Pinterest that I find that are free. I think I have a couple of boards on our Moms Across America page that are like GMO free on a budget, GMO free recipes that have like a lot of the baking stuff on there. So I've been trying to do that free, because not everybody has $25 a month to give somebody to create a meal plan for them.
Right.
I don't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're losing some people.
I'll work a little bit hard on that so that there's more of a selection and it's a little more well-rounded going forward.
Okay, great. Looks like we've lost some people. That's interesting, but we'll keep going. Okay, so anything else? Shopping. So shopping tips, how to get started, how to and where, right?
Yeah, and I know that because I do run a couple of groups, then the shopping and how do I bring my husband back, get my husband on board, are the two biggest obstacles that moms face when they're trying to make the switch.
Okay.
The husband, because he normally controls the purse strings, or wants to and I'll say, I'd say 25% of the husbands want to purchase the cheapest food possible.
Yes.
So
Well,
how to get
and
them
the
on board?
tastiest. And
Yeah,
the tastiest, they think Doritos is much tastier than a organic rice chip.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I've been doing in my groups is finding comparables, saying like, look, here's an organic Cheetos, and this is regular Cheetos. And it's kind of like what the what is it there's a wild tree reps will do that too. They'll take their product, it's organic product, and they'll take conventional, and they'll go, here's a taste test, here's the list of what's in it, here's the crap, and then
Right.
here's the organics, and you know everything that's in it. So there a lot of women that are in my groups, their biggest hurdle is the husband. Whether
Okay.
it's just not all of us are blessed to have men that see the light right away.
Yeah.
So those were the only two things I'd had in the back of my head.
Well, I have found that the women that have the most difficult time with the husbands simply haven't watched Genetic Roulette yet, or seen some type of movie that actually explains it all, because they don't want to just hear it from their wife. They think their wife is hysterical or neurotic or nitpicky or whatever. And
Right.
I've had plenty of moms tell me too that I've been telling my husband this for 5 years, and then he saw you on the Commonwealth Club on that food panel and he got it. Sometimes it just has to come from someone else, I think,
Right.
sometimes. And so, we can. I hope we have time on the call to address that, or maybe there's a blog that you've done where
Or
that
just even mentioning, hey, there are plenty of documentaries. Head to our page. Just kind of putting it out there.
Yes,
Make
yeah,
sure you're sitting down with hubby, because that really is the biggest hurdle. It's not so much budgetary; it's getting the husbands on board. Like I had one woman tell me, I can afford organic. I can't get my husband to let me buy it.
yeah.
So.
Well, there are men who believe that organic food is a left-wing conspiracy theory.
Hold
And
on, I gotta find my tin hat.
yeah, even though all food used to be organic,
Right.
and all it means is that it's non-GMO and doesn't have toxic pesticides. Yes, there may still be some pesticides on there, but they're not the levels that conventional food is. That's been proven. And it's also been proven that children are particularly susceptible to pesticides, and even the American Academy of Pediatrics has stated that. And we want to avoid pesticides in our children. One thing that I've talked to my husband about that I think has gotten him a little bit more vigilant about our water is that glyphosate is an endocrine disruptor. It changes hormones, and at 50 parts per trillion, it caused sex hormone changes in rats. We had 0.086 parts per billion in our water, which is much higher than that. How do we know if our children are going to be able to reproduce someday? We just don't. We won't know until they try to reproduce. We won't know if there's already been harm done. We don't know if we can reverse it or not. I mean, we do know that 90% of the pesticides eliminate the body within a week, thanks to Mark's Cohen study. I met him out in Australia. He's brilliant. Yeah, it was really great. He's going to be doing some other great studies as well. And so we do know that you can eliminate the pesticides from your body, but the problem is that we don't know if the exposures that our children have received already have already done irreversible harm. We won't know that until they try to have children someday. And hopefully we can turn things around, for them. But when I started talking to my husband about the levels of glyphosate in the water, I said, listen, they've got to bring their own water to school. You've got to bring your own water to work. The coffee that you're drinking at work, hopefully not, but if you are, the the water at school and the water fountain, all of that, it all has glyphosate in it.
Yeah, no, my husband, we have a Berkey, so my husband fills up a gallon jug of water and takes it with him to work.
Yeah, good.
He's a
That's
big
great.
water drinker, but I noticed that on their website they recently said that it pulls out pharmaceuticals, pesticides, and giardia. I wonder if there's any way we can find out if it pulls out glyphosate.
Oh, so you mean this particular
The Berkey
oh,
filter?
the filter, the Brita filter, you mean?
No, Berkey.
How do you spell it?
How do you spell it?
Berkey.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. It's a Berkey filter or like a container?
It's a unit, and it's got filters, carbon filters that you take off, and it also has fluoride and arsenic add-on filters that you can use.
Wow.
So recently, when I was on there, because I was telling a friend about it, I noticed that they've kind of added things to their, guess, look what else we can filter. And one of them was Giardia pharmaceuticals and pesticides.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I would like to know if it's, maybe you can contact them and ask them what they tested to come up with that. And I don't, or maybe I don't know. I don't want to put glyphosate in my Berkey. It's kind of expensive. It was a big purchase.
Maybe we could send Berkey filtered water to be tested.
Ah.
We could, yes.
And then maybe Berkey would sponsor us. If
That's what I was just going to say.
Outside the box.
We'll spread the word. We'll spread the word. Show me the money.
They've got an amazing product. We absolutely love it, and we were kicking ourselves for not doing it sooner.
Wow, well that's great. So this is why I love having these meetups, because I'm coming on to, to share information to empower people, but I always learn something new. And every time I go to a talk too, a seminar, and I'm a speaker, the people that come up to me afterwards, they teach me just as much. It's amazing that what we can learn from other people. So thank you. I wrote down Berkey unit. I'll have to look into that. So then when you talk to your husbands about it being in the water, then you say, listen, honey, it's 0.1 parts or 0.2 parts or 0.5 parts, whatever, in the water. But in our food, sugar is allowed to have 25 parts per million. Regular potatoes, 5 parts per million. Tea, 7 parts per million. I mean, this is million. It's not the parts per billion or trillion. It's parts per million. And oils have 40 parts per million. So when you start just educating your husband about it, it starts to come together. It starts to make sense. But I always try to have my husband well fed, calm, right? He's not hungry, angry, or tired before I approach him with any kind of request. And it's always good to ask him, honey, is this a good time? Can we talk for a minute? Like, can I basically be your one and only focus for 5 minutes? We're not going to say 45, but just 5 minutes. And then, okay, yes, what? And, his head turns to you, and then you actually talk about it and make a request. Can you watch this movie this weekend? Not now, but can you watch this? And let him choose, right, when this weekend. Okay? We got to make requests that work for them. And then once they're educated about what this is about, then they will. I have faith in our men too. I believe that they will come around, because they care about our kids just as much as we do. And what they really care about is providing for us. And what is concerning to them is that it's going to cost so much money that they will then feel like a failure to provide for us. They don't want to feel like they're failing to provide for us. And so if we can support them in managing the budget, and we can say, listen, I'm going to cut back on, look, that one, I think I'll show that during the meetup, the one about the expense, the costs. Soda costs $8.89 a gallon. Potato chips cost like $8.84 a pound, right? When you eliminate those costs by, instead of buying junk food, and you buy, whole, wholesome food instead, bananas cost what, 69 cents a pound? Maybe 99 cents a pound if they're organic. So, when the kids come home from school, you don't want them eating Doritos, you want them eating a banana and some water, like that. So when you start to just talk to him about the budget and how you're going to make this work, and things like that, I really think it will all come together. But that's a really good point. The husbands and the budget. Yeah.
Hey, Zen.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm on the Berkey site right now, and they're having a scratch and dent sale, so you can get it cheaper if you don't care if it's got a little dent in it. I might get one of those.
Cool.
Oh.
That sounds good. Oh, by the way, my friend Susan also told me that Anthony's has a sale on right now of organic tapioca flour. I think they might also have sprouted organic brown rice flour, which is really hard to find, sprouted, different kinds of sprouted flours. So there's a site called Anthony's, And she also likes to buy a lot of her flowers from Azure, and they have drop-off points. Beth, you mentioned that? So
Yes.
they have drop-off points for their food. It would be really nice for Moms Across America to do some sort of partnership with them, but Green Polka Dot Box, I think, is really good for the people who are just starting out. Azure, I think, is more for people who are like ready to rally community and, meet up at a, drive to go get your food at a drop-off point and all that kind of stuff.
You'd be surprised. The new one here in Charleston has suburban moms to, very religious people to preppers. I am very happy that I'm 15 miles away from a drop in my new place.
Great.
My husband said, "Have you figured out where the Azure drop is?"
Wow.
But yeah, they have a lot of stuff frozen, and it's nice because you don't have to rely on somebody else to place your order. You just place your order, you choose your pickup spot and pay.
Cool.
And the truck, so it's very easy. But hey, Ann, about the Berkey, make sure that you get the fluoride filters.
Okay.
I just recently read when you on the FAN network, the Fluoride Action Network, when you heat up sink water that's got fluoride in it, it actually concentrates the fluoride. So we've been really making sure we're diligent when we're cooking our rice and pastas and making soups and stuff that we're using our Berkey water.
Very good point. Yeah, we have reverse osmosis, and I did get it tested for glyphosate before and after, and it was 0.086 before, and it was below 0.05 after. So, but the thing about reverse osmosis is that it does waste a lot of water, and you do have to put minerals back in. Otherwise, it takes everything, all the minerals out, and then it can leach the calcium out of your bones because you need calcium to process something or whatever. So you have to put like Himalayan sea salt or trace minerals back into the water. So we do that. But I don't know about, does Berkey take out the minerals? No?
No.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay.
We have reverse osmosis too. What do you put? You just put Himalayan sea salt in it?
Yes, Himalayan Himalayan sea salt in it, or there's a product called Trace Minerals. I got it on Amazon. Maybe I'll have that for it's just a blue bottle, blue skinny bottle, and you only need a couple of drops. You have to be careful. If you put too much, it tastes funny. Okay. Just a couple of drops of trace minerals, which is really good to have anyway because so many of us are vitamin mineral deficient right now. It's really good to have that back in anyway. So, all right, so we're nearing 6:30. Is there anything else that anybody wants to address? Does anybody have Earth Day events? You guys, anybody having Earth Day events? Are you going to be, yes?
I did one I did one on Saturday.
You did? How'd it go, Ann?
Well, I was helping the organic farm, so I was actually recommending them, but I was there by myself, so I did a lot of talking for Moms Across America. So
great.
I'm hoping to have I'm gonna work at getting 100 people. Well, I got the auditorium. It seats 300, so. That's why I want. Well, I asked for it. I was joking around, and then the next thing I know, my IS guy who loves me has got this other guy in the office. He's like, "Sure, you can have Kerrigan Auditorium." I'm like, "What?"
Yay! That's great.
So, yeah, we'll see. That's why I want to go hit up Children's Hospital. I'm right next to it. It takes me 5 minutes. I don't even have to leave the building to get over to Children's. So
that's great. Well, I want people to know that Ann is somebody who's felt like she's been doing this, alone a lot. Like a lot of people feel like they're the only ones in their community that know about this. They're the only ones that are trying to do something about this. They're the only ones that actually show up when there's an event, right, to do something about it. And so she's really putting herself out there to let people know about this, and I think the result will be that she will attract support and help. And then you'll find somebody to buddy up with, and somebody that feels just as passionate about this as you.
I'm planning the festival after the march, and so I have handed out a lot of flyers to the people for this festival. For the meetup, Mom's Meetup.
Great.
And
Great.
this one woman actually took a bunch of the door hangers and that stuff because she's taking them to her job. So she's going to try to bring a bunch of people. So I am starting to find people that are interested, which is nice because I did feel alone.
Oh, Well, we don't want you to feel alone because you're awesome, and we want everybody to be partnered up with people and feel supported, and that's great. Yeah, the door hangers have the next date and time on there, so that's a great way to gather people for something else. I would love for everybody, at their events too, to have a sign-up sheet just in case you don't have people's emails, in case there's somebody new, and you can get that sign-up sheet on our website under materials. We have all kinds of, we have PDFs of all the flyers, so you can see what they all say. You can print out extra if you wanted to, but I don't recommend that because a color flyer is like 30 cents a piece, and ours are like 7 cents or whatever. Well, they're free to you actually. So you can see the sign-up sheet on there, and what would be really great is to have something like tasks. Like, let's say you need somebody who will organize, raffle baskets for your next event. It's always great to raise some money, right? So somebody who will call some companies and get some raffle baskets together, or somebody who will be the treasurer, or somebody who will be the secretary, or somebody who will, be outreach, like who's willing to call people, or somebody who's willing to be a speaker, right? You might want to have a list of positions so that way when the volunteers sign up for something, they have a specific thing. Just like with Cub Scouts, when you sign up to do something, you're signing up for either, fire chief for safety, or you're signing up to cook breakfast, or you're signing up to cook dinner, or you're signing up to do crafts. There's a particular thing you're signing up for, right? And that's how you get people to sign up, is they know what they're doing, they feel like they can handle it, and it's one task, like that. So we want to make sure to empower our moms like that. Okay, so it's 6:30, and I'm sure everybody needs to either eat or go to bed. So anything else for anybody?
Nope.
No? Okay, so I want to say thank you to everybody. We had a couple of viewers, to the viewers that were watching and the viewers that will watch afterwards. We are committed that you're empowered to be community leaders and to be global game changers around the world, because we moms buy 85% of the food, and we are looking after the long-term health of our communities, and that coincides with our economies, with our militaries, with our technologies, with your jobs. When we have healthy children, we will have a healthy and prosperous future. And so that's what we're looking out for right now and today. And we'll keep doing that. So we invite you to join us. We invite you to look at the blogs and the data and the information on our website, to read our moms' testimonials, which are fantastic, because you can get better within a week, 2 weeks, couple of months for some people. Within a year for some really severe, cases, we are hearing of hundreds of people where they get better, and we invite you to join us and to create healthy communities with us. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Anne and Zoe and Beth and Lori and Natalie, who are also on the call, and we hope to see more of you. Our next call, besides the Moms Meetup, by the way, I'm going to put it out there again. It might be too late, but I wanted to do a speaker, another empowered speaker, empowered leadership call on Saturday morning, so that we can go through the PowerPoint together. So look out on the Moms Across America leader page and all that for the next time that we're going to be training more speakers. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Zen.
Okay, have a great night.
Bye, ladies.